Welcome once again, boils and feral ghouls. 10,000 interwebs to you if you understand that reference. Alright, so here we are in our next episode of Debt Settlement. And as you can see, we are at the castle. And I've done quite a bit of work here, revamping this settlement. Installed a mod that did some cleaning up and repaired the walls. And as before, same modification that removes size limitations. That way I can put whatever I want, although I didn't get too big with this one. So as you can see, the outside looks all nice and green and pretty, so let's go ahead and take an inside tour. So as we come up to the main entrance, we got a couple of tanks out here to show that the Minutemen for sure mean business. Nice little greenery on the way in. That is part of the mod. That's not nothing I did. Trees were included as well. It also extends the land out past the normal borders. So here we have some turrets, some searchlights. Now let's head in the main entrance. Decontamination, of course. Never know what's going on out there. And now the inside. As you can see, much more green. All the walls have been repaired. Again, that's part of the mod. You can do that yourself. I have done it in the past. Looks better with the mod. So this time I went that way instead of trying to do it myself. You can see the little glitches here and there from where the old fallen apart sections were, but now that's all repaired. So right in here we have our garden so that these little buggers can eat, keep them happy. I put street lamp posts all throughout the entire place to keep everything nice and lit up. Now one thing you'll notice is that I don't have any music going. There's not even any aerial music or you'd get if you don't have your radio going, and you just get that normal in-game sort of theme music that plays. One little thing you can do is once you've taken the castle and you got the antenna up and running, just simply turn the power off to it and then tune into the Minutemen radio, and boom, you get absolute silence. Not that there's anything wrong with the music in this game, but it does get kind of boring hearing the same songs over and over and over again. And then if you blow up the Institute, spoiler, you lose that music. So, a couple of stockades out here for public shaming. Now let's start a tour of the inside. Just threw a statue of some guy there for whatever reason. Over here towards the right we have sleeping quarters. And the main sleeping quarters. Nothing too special in here. Down this way we have security, complete with jail cells. Now continue on this way and we have a mechanical area where you can do all your crafting and work on your power armor if need be. Now this is what I call the war room, or the general's office. We have his main desk here, somebody waiting to speak with him, and the main conference table. Threw up some paintings, all the so-called patriotic ones here from inside the game to kind of give it that ambiance, including the flags, and of course some whiskey. Okay, moving on. Now we have our market section. Each one of these again is always supposed to have somebody here, but thanks to Bethesda, you know, sometimes they wander and just stare out windows like that guy.
We've got to get the transmitter powered back up before I can get back to
moving along, we have the cafeteria. A little bit of everything in here. Main kitchen, some ventilation, if you will. Kept the main stove there and some sinks. And obviously we can't go that way.
You know what I call a good day? One of them without an empty stomach.
So, moving along, we have our Minuteman flag. And down over in here,
You
we
need
have our
something,
main
General?
armory. I decided to keep this all section for weapons, weapons display, so on and so forth, gun and armor, modifications, repairs, so on and so forth. And I decided to put red lights to mark sections where you don't want to go. Simply if you're new to the game, you get lost, and next thing you know, you're taking a wrong turn and you end up all over the place. Okay, now up here, you'll notice we have some sort of building. So let's go take a look at what I've done here. So of course we got our main guns.
Garden. You should go.
You can shut
The
up.
whole place is run by robots.
Anyway, we have our main turrets up there.
Got a dangerous
in
look
here-
about you. Hope you ain't here for me.
I have made a air flight control tower and a runway, which we'll take a look at. Right there we kind of sort of have a plane frozen mid-takeoff. Just one of the things you can get through mods in the decorations. So I figured, why not? Let's throw that in there. So up here we have our main control tower, desks, computers, so on and so forth. So the Minutemen now have their own Air Force. Down here, just experimentations, chemicals, so on and so forth. I initially did have an elevator going right through the center of this whole thing for all the different stories. But Bethesda being Bethesda, they really wonked up their elevator. One, the floors didn't line up, which I did kind of fix that by using little mini stairs, the wooden ones and the concrete ones, to kind of make things match up and work. And it worked, but the issue I had was that when you came up and used the elevator, and you came up to the 3rd floor, and then sent the elevator down, and then if you tried to use it again, coming from the bottom up, the buttons would actually go up through the ceiling and make it impossible to ever reach them ever again, making the elevator inoperable.
Hi, how are you?
No matter what I did, it just could not work. So I ended up just getting rid of it and going with your standard, spiral type staircase here. Okay, next floor. Have some mini nukes down here. This is more of a mechanical section, storage, so on and so forth. And then down to the ground floor. This is where we have our display for all the different factions here. So we have regular US Army, more or less. Those guys there. Minutemen, and some power armor. And again, just more controls and another freeloader. So now let's take a look at the runway down here. So here we have one of the jets ready to take off. And way down on this section we have the one that's actually mid-takeoff. You can see no wheels, and it's just kind of floating up there in the air. And of course we have lights to mark the runway. Actually looks pretty neat at night. I will see if I can get a shot of that after the tour is over. So back over on this section, we have a couple more jets lined up ready for takeoff whenever need be. As you can see, this actually is land that is extended because of the mod. This actually was here, I put this here before I did the mod, and it was in water. Now it's just kind of sticking through the ground. Decided to, hey, whatever, just leave it. It works. So yeah, now we've got a runway with a staging area ready for takeoff. And here's a shot of the control tower. I initially could have made it bigger, but I was working with the elevator, which only gave you 3 floors. So I just kind of left it as is and didn't feel like bringing it up any further. And here's the main entrance. Decided to throw these up here for decoration. And I enclosed the broadcast tower, made this kind of like almost like a lighthouse in a sense. You know, guy's got a bed here, so he really never has to leave the room. He never shuts up anyway, as you know, if you played and listened to the Minutemen station. They just kind of go and go. So
Yeah.
now we're going to head over. And we're going to take a nap so I can get some nighttime footage here. So bear with me while we deal with a little nap time and some black screen here. So I didn't use too many mods with this one. Like I said, I just used the main one to kind of clean things up and repair the walls. And then I have my standard mods that are always installed that give me access to some of the hidden decorations and features and whatnot. And as you can see, everything's all nicely lit up during nighttime. Makes it a little more homely. There's our Minuteman flag. Now let's go take a look at the runway. So there you go, nice and lit up. And there we have it. And that is our quick little tour of the castle. Hope you enjoyed it. And be sure to stay tuned for more episodes, more tours of different locations. Again, if you have any requests for a place that you want to see, anything like that, feel free to leave a comment below. And we will see you next time.